What's up, everybody? Welcome to part three of week one football breakdowns by me, Justin Travis, at Let's Get 60. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Let's Get 60 and on the web, letsget60.com. And I also have been on pickmonitor.com with Let's Get 60. So let's jump right in. Middle Tennessee State and Michigan. Like Boise State, Middle Tennessee State must replace their conference leading passer in Stockstill. This is a huge loss for them. Okay, Stockstill just lit it up in his tenure at Middle Tennessee State, but they got to replace him. They have decent skill positions, but they have questions in the offensive line. Their defense was ranked last in third down defense last year, so we expect that to improve a bit. That will be a focus for Middle Tennessee State, but that's still going to be an issue. They're not going to turn that around in 1 year, and that bodes well for Michigan. There's no pass rush and there's no depth at the defensive line. Okay. Michigan's got a new spread offense, and it fits Patterson very well. They have strong wideouts and offensive line. Their defense is not as good as last year, but they will be solid. They're going to be fine on defense. Remember, their defense last year was elite. A step down from that defense is still a very, very good defense for Michigan. I think what's going to happen here is Middle Tennessee State's going to wear down. They don't have any depth, and they have questions in the offensive line. I think Michigan's going to be able to do what they want here. My line, Michigan minus 35, pick monitor minus 32, my bookie minus 34.5. The current line is minus 35. So we beat the closing line by a little bit. All right, Georgia at Vandy. Vandy's defense has regressed the last couple of years, which is curious because their head coach's specialty is defense. I expect them to come back a bit on defense. I expect them to be better on defense, but not all the way back. They still have some work to do. They have a great running back in Vaughn and a decent wideout and quarterback. Okay. They have a weak offensive line, though. So how effective will Vaughn be against Georgia's very talented defense? They're going to try and slow it down on offense. They'll be very methodical. They'll run the ball a lot. But with teams that do this, once you get down to a couple scores, what's the answer? Do you then try and speed it up and try and get down the field? Your philosophy is to slow it down to save your defense, but again, you go down 2 scores, you got to speed it up, and then what happens if you don't get first down? So it'll be curious to see what happens here. Georgia has a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. This may be an issue out of the gate. They are a very, very talented team on both sides of the ball. This team is loaded. Okay, Georgia and LSU are going. Well, LSU is going. We'll talk about LSU in a minute, but LSU, it's probably best chance for LSU to beat Bama this year. It is at Bama, so let's pump the brakes on that a little bit. Georgia also has a very, very good chance of beating Bama in the SEC championship if they get past Florida. Georgia also has a great running back in Swift, but they will throw some more. Their quarterback Jake Fromm's pretty good. And then I think this is a statement game. I think Georgia is going to come out and say, "Look, we're back. We're going to forget about the Texas loss. We're going to forget about last year. We've reloaded. We're ready to play, and we're going to kick the shit out of every team that we can." And this is I think this is a great opener for Georgia to get on the road and play an SEC East team. I think this is going to be a great game. I have Georgia here at minus 24. Got it at pick monitor at minus 20. Bet us at minus 20.5. The current line is minus 22. Again, that tells you what may happen in this game. Florida Atlantic University at the Ohio State University. This is Kiffin's second year coaching FAU, and I think his second year tells the story of what's going to happen in his future at FAU. This is more of the norm. He had a great first year. I get it. A lot of motivation, a lot of excitement around that program when they landed Kiffin, and they won some games they probably shouldn't have. Second year, they lost some games they probably shouldn't have. It's just tough to compete in a school like FAU. So There's way too many questions on offense this year for him. And will they be able to match OSU score for score? Because you know Ohio State's going to score and score and score. The only way to beat Ohio State, in my opinion, is to just match score for score and get it to the fourth quarter. You're not gonna beat Ohio State with playing defense. They're just too good, and their offense is too dynamic. FAU does have good team speed for Conference USA, but this is a totally different animal. You're on the road, home opener at Ohio State. It's a tough task. Fields at quarterback fits OSU spread attack. He's perfect for that system. They have a great running back in Dobbins. We know this. And the defense is average for Ohio State, but again, it doesn't matter with their offense. Like Michigan, they're going to beat you on offense. I cannot wait for that Michigan-Ohio State game. Already, I'm already thinking about it already. What do we have here? I got Ohio State totally kicking the shit out of them, minus 42. Pick monitor, minus 27. My bookie, minus 27.5. Current line is minus 28.5. Again, beat the closing line. And we always like to see the number move with us. Duke versus Bama. Duke lost Jones. We all know this. The Giants and the whole hoopla in the draft there. But they have a fifth-year senior in Harris. So they have experience at quarterback. Both their running backs return, so they're going to run more. I think they're going to really be a balanced offense this year to help Harris out and not expect Harris to win games throwing the ball. They do return 9 starters on defense, but they're still going to struggle on defense. They just don't have the bodies. They don't have the skill in defense, on their defense. It's going to be tough for them this year, I think. In my opinion, and I don't think I'm a genius for this at all. I don't think I'm telling anybody what they don't already know. If you defend the run, you make Harris beat you. This is a perfect storm for Bama, in my opinion. They're going to be able to defend the run with their defensive line and linebackers, and the secondary play is Saban's specialty. So you defend the run and you make Harris beat you through the air. Harris will make mistakes. It's just, or they're not going to be effective. This is a statement game for Bama, I think. Coming off a loss, coming off an ass kicking, really, or coming off of getting their ass kicked in the national championship, they can't wait to get back on the field. I don't think they're going to pull or hold any punches or whatever you want to, however that goes. They're going to kick some ass. They're as talented as ever on offense. Their wide receiver core is probably the best ever that Bama has ever had, and their defense will be fine through the 4 starting DBs back. I know they lost a linebacker in practice the other day. That's a shame, but they got enough bodies to handle Duke. My line, Bama minus 45. I think this is going to be an ass kicking. Pick Monitor's got it minus 32.5. My bookie minus 34.5. Current line minus 34. I'm not that worried about the half-point loss there. I think it's going to move up as we get closer to game time. All right, last one. Georgia Southern at LSU. This is a triple option team that slows it down. Georgia Southern is. Unfortunately, they have questions at offensive line and running back. That's trouble, okay? If you're a triple option team and you have questions at offensive line and running back, I don't know how effective you're going to be. They lost by 31 to Clemson after Texas A&M game. The reason I point this out is this was last year. Georgia Southern lost by 31 to Clemson, okay? It probably could have been a lot worse because Clemson just coming off that emotional win at Texas A&M. LSU and Clemson is the only team that Georgia Southern played last year that was like a Power 5 and really good team. Not that I'm going to compare LSU to Clemson, but you get where I'm coming from, right? Georgia Southern struggled against Clemson. I think they struggle against LSU. What happens when they're down a couple scores? Are they still going to run the triple option and slow it down? I don't know. LSU is ready to unleash their new passing RPO game. They got that coordinator from the Saints. Burrow's been running RPO his entire career. He's very comfortable in that. Solid offensive line with 4 returning starters. This is a home opener at night for LSU. My line's minus 45. Pick Monitor minus 27. My bookie minus 27.5. Current line minus 27.5. Guys, I'm sorry to rush. I got to go. I'm keeping this under 10 minutes. Good luck this weekend. I'll be back in a couple days to give you the rest of my picks. Take care, everybody.